Hey guys, so I said I was going to make this video about the under the rug assignment, and I really think it's important because I think some of you are struggling with this assignment just based on some of the things that I read. So I thought it was important to make this video to kind of help you understand this assignment. First of all, I hope you really enjoyed this story, Under the Rug. John Cheska is how you say the guy's name. He's one of my favorites. I think he's a great storyteller. I watched a video on YouTube about him talking about the video, talking about this particular story. He was at like a Barnes and Noble with Chris Van Allsburg. It was super cool. So anyway, there were certain things that I wanted you to do with this. One, wanted you to give me a summary of the story, just 2 or 3 sentences. Okay. So if you gave me a lot more than that, then you need to go back and edit. In your summary, I'm looking for the characters, I'm looking for the setting, and I'm looking for major events that happened. Okay. So the character, of course, is this man, and the grandma, and the setting is there at the house at grandma's. And the big plot is that he decides to sweep this little dust mite under the rug, and it turns out that this dust mite grows and becomes this big dust demon. Okay, and he doesn't follow grandma's advice. So that's really the gist of the story. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Another thing that I ask you to do is think about how this text is organized. Now, I know we've talked a lot about nonfiction text structure, and I have that chart, in the room that talks about like cause and effect, problem and solution, things like that. So that is for nonfiction. Okay, this story is a fictional story. So that's different. A fictional story will always have character, setting, plot, and a theme. Okay, so when we're talking about the structure of this story, it has characters, setting, plot, theme. So when I'm asking you to tell me the organization, I want you to tell me that it's a story and that it has characters, it has setting, it has plot, and it has a message to us. Okay, and I won't tell you what that message is, but I think you can figure it out by the end of the story based on the things that grandma says to him. Okay. So another thing that we asked you to do was to think about word choice and figurative language and how that helped you understand the tone of the story. So this is a very lighthearted, funny sort of story. Okay. When John Cheska wrote this, he was kind of exaggerating what can happen if you don't listen to someone, right, and follow their good advice. Throughout this story, there are italicized, which this is great right here. And I think the picture is interesting too because it's like this older middle-aged guy who's wearing like a sweater and like house slippers and stuff like that. So we might think of it as a boy, but the way he drew the picture, it's more, or Chris Van Allsburg, I guess, did. It looks more like an older gentleman, who lives with his grandma. So at the beginning, it's almost like a memoir, isn't it? Because he talks about how his grandma could have he should have followed grandma's advice because it could have helped him out. And so she says all these idioms: look before you leap. If the shoe fits, wear it. And then she just gives him good advice, like sit up straight. That sweater and bow tie make you look like an old man. Hunger is the best sauce. Let sleeping dogs lie. So sometimes she gives him like just light advice about himself. Like that sweater and bow tie make you look like an old man. Sit up straight, have good posture. And then she uses a lot of idioms. Look before you leap. If the shoe fits, wear it. And then he even says some of those throughout the story. Let me find some. Even these word choices here: twisted knot of hair, orange peels, 2 chicken bone horns. It had grown into a dust devil, and then by the end, it's this dust demon. And he said here, like, I knew I had to take the bull by the horns. That's an idiom. I had to strike while the iron was hot. I had to make hay while the sun was shining. So he's taking in some of those things that grandma is saying. And we use idioms to represent things. They don't exactly mean what they say. So take the bull by the horns. He knew he had to do something about the situation. All that glitters is not gold. Just because something looks good doesn't mean that it actually is. Beware the calm before the storm. Ooh, if things are calm and then there's a storm coming, it might mean that bad things are on the way. So my video is about to end. I only have like 8 seconds left. So think about those things when you are working on this assignment. Thanks so much, guys.